Yo, what's going on people, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a beat like the new single from Future called Worst Day. I'm going to take you through ways that you can use counter melodies to bounce off each other and the drums, just like Future likes to use in his beats. And before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Subscribe down below, leave a like, and let's get straight into it. As I recognize from the beat, there's only like 4 main instruments. And the first one is a piano, so I made my own sort of piano. They're just pretty much minor and major chords that are just pretty much simple and just little different variations where I've voiced it up and down, so it just gives a different tone. So I wanted to keep it very simple, and I've used this rich ballad piano from Keyscape, and this is what the chords sound like. With them chords, a lot of space, and it makes that like emotional sound that you can just bounce off with the counter melody. So all I've done with this is just a simple reverb and an EQ as usual that I always like to do. Then I wanted to use a counter melody for another piano that just comes in every now and again, just like the Worst Day beat. So I've used the Soft Pop, which is by Keyscape. And what I've done with this counter melody is just make it bounce off and just have like a cool vibe that can go well with drums. And I've used it higher octaves, so it just fits more perfect in the mix. So that sounds nice, and I didn't really go too crazy with that. So what I did with this, again, are reels, but I brought down the flutter a little bit, just didn't want it to be overtuned. I wanted it to be quite a natural sounding piano. Then just again, a reverb and an EQ that just keeps it small, narrow, but has a little bit of air to it. So from this beat, the main sound really is the guitar, which is driving the whole like rhythm and natural vibe to the sample and beat. So I've used the Evolution Strawberry ambient sound. What I like about this guitar, it has that nice grittiness of like distortion and just fits in perfect. So with this counter melody, I sort of just wanted it to bounce off the piano where it comes in and out. I didn't want it to go too crazy. I sort of stayed on the same like scale and minor major chords that I was using in the piano. So it sounds like this. And what you need to pay attention to very closely with these sort of like guitar VSTs is the velocity. The velocity can really give you a natural sound in. So other than randomizing it like some people like to do, I'd really take keen detail of how like the higher pitch is a little bit too loud and the lower pitch is just not too subtle but feel like they're just natural. And as you can see here, you can see the keys are overlapping, which is cool for this VST because it gives like a natural sound. It sort of gives like noise to the like strumming of the guitar. So again, on this guitar, I've used the Corey Wang that I like to use. I turned down the presence a lot because it was just too complicated and very more harsh than it needed to be. And then I've just messed with the bass. I've brought it down a little bit. And with this preset, I've just turned off the wash and delay because I wanted to add my own. Just a normal reverb, gives good space, doesn't have to be too crazy. And then with the EQ, lows and highs taken out, and I just want to get rid of that harshness so it's sit in the mix more perfect. So this is how the two counter melodies bounce off each other. And they complement each other by giving each other space in certain areas just so they can breathe and shine through separately. Next, I added these vocals, which was done by myself. As you can hear, the vocals are stacked, So one's higher, one's lower, and I've panned them separately so they fit in the pockets more. And what's key about these vocals, they sound very warped and not as natural voiced as you'd think. And I did that on purpose, so I'll show you. So I use this vocal distance sci-fi preset. I wanted to drown it out, make it very, very wide. And then again, an EQ just to get rid of the lows and highs. And where I said I didn't want it to be too much of a core vocal, I've used this modern drive decapitator. So it really, really just overdrives it and makes it feel like very like distorted, just so it sounds like an actual like synth sound. It just, I'm not sure what it does, but it just gives that overall like fuzz to it that just determines it from a normal natural voice to just like an instrument. And then I used a heavy flanger, which also complements the decapitator very well to make it sound very just weird and just not normal. And then last I used this dupe 8 sound that is just like a lead that sounds like this. And I've used that sort of as a breakup, just so when I take bits out, that can just make that nice rhythm and just tension building up to the drum and the guitar coming back in. So I've done a lot with this sound. I've added this weird dual delay, so it's very repetitive. And then I've added these very high decay and mix reverb, just so it just makes it less gritty in the high register of the synth sound. Then I just wanted to make it very warped with this flutter on the reels. That just gives it a cool, distinct unnatural sound. Then I've had another flanger to give it that cool vibe like the vocals. Then I added another delay which is separate from the first one, and this just gives it more space and just gives echo in the background of different parts. And then just a shaper box to take left to right, so it just feeds in the gaps a little bit more. So now let's do the drums. The drums are very simple. They're just rolls that go here and just at the ends. Then I added a clap. Then I added a snare to just break it up. Then I just use hard hitting kick that are always in these type of beats. Then I added extra percussion and hi-hat. Then I added this short 808 that's very hard in your face, just like Future likes to use in his beats. Then what I noticed in the Worst Day beat is just has this riser that sounds like this. With the sample in the second half, I just added this halftime that sounds like this and just gives it a different flavour. What I like about that halftime is the piano like cuts out and the vocal still carries on, and it just gives it like a nice rhythm and like rise into the next bit. So together this is how the whole beat sounds. Yeah, that's the whole beat all together. I think it came up perfect for a Future type of Worst Day beat. If you like these videos, then you know what to do. Leave a like, comment down below what you want to see in the future. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe down below to help me out. Follow my Instagram that's going to be on the screen, and I'll see you in the next one, people.